Good morning all, CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday morning, November 2nd, and we are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. So the market, very, very impressive the last 3 days, and pre-market right now, continuing that. Let's talk about a couple of things. I don't think people understand the basics of the market. They're always using excuses. So if the reason that the market hit those lows over the past couple of weeks, all you hear about is the Ukraine war, the conflict in the war in the Middle East, inflation. Well, unless I miss something, all of those things are still going on, yet the market's going up. The market doesn't go up or down based on those things. The market goes up or down based on when the market's going down like that, it won't stop going down to sell and exhaust itself. It doesn't matter if it's the big boys selling it or short-term players such as ourselves, right? Short-term players have a big influence on this market also, especially in these indices. When the market exhausts itself, that's when the market comes back into balance and then attempts to go back up. That's what we did on the daily. We were down, went to balance, and up. Now on the weekly, we've been down. We're attempting to come into balance, okay? Pre-market doesn't mean that we're out of balance. So I believe, I don't have my numbers in front of me, but I think it's 83.50 at ES, so we're trading right around last week's high. And I think it's 8.78 in NQ, so they're about 25 points above that. If we open regular trading hours and take those levels out, the weekly goes from down to balance. Markets don't go bear bull, they don't go bull bear. There's always going to be some sort of balance in between. That goes for even intraday time frames. Okay, when you get your V-shaped recoveries, if the market's going down, you first have to come into balance before you can go up. I mean, it sounds simple. It's not. This market is very tough to trade as it is, but putting all those other things into your head will only confuse you more. And that's why I think between your charts, your profile, it's going to tell you a lot better MGI than listen to any pundits, any headlines, anything. Okay? So the bottom line is, as of this morning, the market's attempting to come into balance on the weekly. So that's a big line of defense that the bears might try to defend. We still have about 70 minutes to go prior to the opening. We'll see if they do it. Remember, righty was still in balance on the daily. I said it had to take out this high. That's what they're trying to do. If they take that out, the daily is out of a 6-day balance to the upside. And then I'd have to look on the weekly if they're up yet. I think they might be also if they open up at this level. Another thing with righty, which is very interesting, remember that huge 18-month balance? All we did was stretch it. All we did was stretch it for now. Just because we might come into balance on the weekly, it doesn't mean it's an all clear, but certainly things are changing. Right? Certainly things would be changing. But for now, all they did was stretch their balance low for 18 months. Swing trade from the short side to the long side was a beauty. And now if you took that long trade at around the 162 level, you took about less than $1 worth of heat as of now, as it's starting to try to turn. Okay, so game plan for this morning. If we open anywhere near last week's high the first time, I might take a short the first time just to see if it's defended, especially if the overnight high is right around here. Now, we have a lot of time. The overnight high might go up another buck, and then things change dramatically. But if the overnight high is anywhere near where these weekly highs are in ES and NQ, for the first time, I might take a short against them to see if they defend them the first time. That's it. Okay? That's the only short play I'd be looking for up here. We had a gap yesterday, which, believe it or not, held, and we're trying to gap again higher today. This gap is a lot larger, okay? Yesterday's high is 64.75. We're talking over $2 right now. So I'm not a gap and go type of person, right? Gap and go has not worked. If it gaps and goes, God bless it. There'll always be trades throughout the day. If it pulls back to a level I'm comfortable with, then I'll look for longs. But right now, buyers will be starting with gap, value, and indices. That's a powerful 3-0 lead on our checklist sheet. Okay? And then on the chart, look, for $1 a day, you're going to hear me talking about this market 6.5 hours. So if you're watching these videos, and I hope they do help, they're free, But if you are a serious trader, invest the $30 for a month and see what we're all about, and maybe, just maybe, you realize, it's something that you would feel would be very helpful. So here's the weekly. Now, this is including the pre-market, right? We have not taken out last week's high yet. We're trying to. All right, last week's high is 424.82. So we're $1 above it right now in SPY. They spent a whole week and part of this week in this lower balance. Now they're trying to get firmly into this no man's land, right? Before they even attempt to think they have a chance for a year-end rally, we have to, number one, stop the one-time framing and come back into balance on the weekly, right? And then number two, get acceptance back above 430, which would put you into the upper balance, where then you can try to start doing what they tried 3 weeks ago. And remember, balance doesn't have to last long. And Righty's balance on the yearly is 18 months. But look at SPY and ES. 3 weeks ago, put us into balance. We were up, then we went into balance, right? So we told, look, the market we were balanced here, bear, balance, back to bear, and if we take out this week's high, it's back to balance, even though we only went bear for another week. So very important that's the next step they have to do. And here's the daily, right? Same thing. We had balance, bear, balance on Monday, up Tuesday, up Wednesday, and looks like up today as we try to get above the 20-day moving average. This game is very difficult as it is. Don't make it any more. Don't make it any harder. All right. Thanks for the likes and subscribing to this channel. Come check us out at CamelbackTrading.org. Good luck trading today, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.